Hi, I'm Wendy Jones and I'm the creator of SawdustandPaint.com. I'm here to give you a video tutorial on how to make a table. I'm going to try and do it today in under an hour because I have a small child that's sleeping and I'm trying to get it done before she wakes up. When my children are awake, I'm 100% mom, and when they're sleeping, I get my projects done. Today I'm trying to accomplish a table that will go in my front room. I've recently redesigned my front room to become my office / music room. And I am trying to create a table that will give some type of function over form. I'm all about decor, but if it doesn't have a purpose, then it's kind of a waste of space. And real estate in a house, I think, needs to have a purpose. So I'm trying to create what would be like maybe a sofa table, but I'm going to put it under my photo gallery wall, and I'm going to make it a homework station for my children to be able to do their homework on. So what I'm working with today is the base of the table. There's a picture on this tutorial, on this post, that shows you what the table looked like, and that I was able to get it from a friend for free who had it just sitting on the side of her yard. So I'm going to be using the base of that table. I'm going to be using this old door, which I was able to score at a salvage yard in northeastern Arizona for about $10. So I'm going to be putting the two of those together, and I'm going to be doing a painting process on it that hopefully will give it the look that I want. I'm trying to go for a restoration hardware kind of a look, and I'm mimicking a picture that I saw in the Veranda magazine when I was sitting in a doctor's office, and the picture is posted on this tutorial as well. So please enjoy. I'll be putting in a little bit of video of some of the process. My tools for this project are simple. I've already used the drill to be able to take the top of the table apart, so I used a drill, and I'll be using that to put the tabletop door as my tabletop back on. So I will be using the existing screws and the existing base. So far it's costing me $0. My next tool is my palm sander. It's nothing fancy. I have a pretty heavy grit on here because the table that's been sitting out on my friend's side yard is pretty weathered, has a few rough, and so I'm just going to give it a quick sand to hopefully get a little bit of the splinters out of it. And then just an empty container and a paintbrush. And I'm going to be able to paint. I'm watering down French linen Annie Sloan chalk paint. I'm going to be watering it down and giving it a wash. And then I will be finishing it off with dark and clear Annie Sloan wax to bring out the wood grain and hopefully create the look I'm going for. I'm not a professional. I've been painting for many, many years. I'm just doing this as I go. It's just an idea that I had in my head, and I'm just fearless enough to go for it. And I encourage you to go after that task as well. That might scare you a little bit, but just embrace it because it will ultimately give you a lot of satisfaction and beautify your home in the meantime. Good luck. Kind of a whitewash process over this aged wood. As you can see, it has got a lot of grain and a lot of texture to it. It has been sitting out in the sun for several years, and so the Arizona sun has really done its number on it, and so it is cracked, and it has all of this wonderful, wonderful age to it, which I just absolutely love. And so I'm just giving it kind of what it would be technically a whitewash finish, but I'm doing it with Annie Sloan French linen, because I want it to be in the hues of gray, but I'm also gonna then wipe it off, and whatever's left behind is what's gonna be left behind. We're kind of going for a restoration hardware look, and to best accomplish this, you wanna get it to have a little bit of a whitewash look to it. If you look through their catalogs or on their website, you will see that it has a little bit of a wash over it. So I'm just doing it with French linen, again, because I'm trying to accomplish that gray look. But still, I'm going to go back and add in the dark wax later to bring out the grain of the wood, and then of course try and bring in the brown as well. So you will see it further. And I'm just going to go ahead and wipe some of this off, and it leaves behind this great this great gray wash, and it's just looking beautiful.
There is a difference
from here.
where I have whitewashed the gray and just the plain part of the wood. I am now working on the door, and you can see the difference. You know, it's a little bit dirty looking, and then you come over here and it looks like a really neat look. I just love that it brings out the wood grain and just looks really, really rich. So I can't wait to get the wax on and see how it's looking. Another trick that I learned a long time ago is to always stay with the grain of the wood, even when you're doing something thin, like a whitewash type of process. You always want to go with the grain of the wood. So I'm going this direction here to match this grain here. But then when I change directions on another piece of wood down here, I'm going to go the direction of this piece of wood. So I finished all of the whitewashing with the gray, and I have turned the table, the door upside down, and I have now put the legs upside down. I just did this by measuring the midpoint on the door and then the midpoint on the legs and matching those two spots up. And now I'm just going to go ahead and drill through these pre-existing holes with the pre-existing screws, and I'll be able to flip it back over and do the waxing from there. Okay, now I'm mixing clear anti-Sloan wax and dark anti-Sloan wax. Mix the two together with any rag that you have around the house, and I am just rubbing it into the surface, and I am pulling out this really, really rich wood grain. So it still looks a little bit gray, but it's making it a little bit more brown, which is what I was going for. So I'll show you the after when I'm done.
Come, my little friends, as we all sing a happy little working song. Merry little voices, clear and strong. Come and roll your sleeves up, so to speak, and pitch in. Cleaning crud up in the kitchen.
Table in place under my wall gallery. I'm going to stick a couple of little stools under it until I can afford to get glass cut for the top of it, which will cost me about $100. I just have a piece of cut plexiglass that doesn't even actually fit the whole length of the table, but at least it will make for a more flat work surface for my children, and they can do their homework in here. They've got natural light with the window, so it'll be a great place for them to study. And I'll take a picture of the stools pushed in and my furniture all put back together so you can see what it looks like in the setting of the room.